No. Wait. Okay, now.
Let's start. Good morning, class.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let me take you back to the 2010 World Series. Now, I'm assuming since we live in America, most of you have heard of the Super Bowl. Who's heard of the Super Bowl? Everybody? Okay, well, maybe some of you haven't heard of the World Series. You see, the World Series is the Super Bowl of baseball. It's the game to end all games, the series to end all series. It's the championship. It's what every baseball player dreams of and what every baseball fan looks forward to. It is the most coveted, desired prize and honor in all of baseball across the nation. But let me shy away from that for just one second. I wanted to introduce to you a friend of mine, Mr. Brian Wilson. Brian Wilson, baseball pitcher slash reality star slash straight up mountain man, is a pitcher for the San Francisco Giants. He's one of the best closing pitchers in the game today. Now, in this 2010 World Series, Mr. Brian Wilson here has to pitch for his life in one of the most nerve-wracking and momentous occasions in his career. It is the World Series. It's the final inning, the 9th inning. There's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He's pitching to one of the most feared hitters in the game, Nelson Cruz, who hits tons of home runs. And this one pitch could either win his team the World Series or lose it all with one slight mistake. Now, how in the world does Mr. Brian Wilson plan to throw a 3-inch baseball to a 15-inch strike zone that is 60 feet away? Well, my name is Micah Edwards. I've been pitching for 13 years, and today I'm going to teach you how to pitch in 3 easy steps: the leg lift, the thrust, and the follow-through. But before I go into the whole mechanics of pitching, I'd like to quickly show you how to grip some different pitches. In baseball, there are many different pitches that move in many different directions. The fastball, however, is not supposed to move at all. It's actually very easy to throw. So take your baseball, take your index finger and your middle finger, put it across the horseshoe, which is the U-shaped part of the baseball, put it across the horseshoe like so, and throw it. Not at me. But this pitch is supposed to be quick, straight, fast, and it's not supposed to move at all. On the flip side is the curveball. I think you can guess what this pitch is supposed to do, curve. It's supposed to go up to down, and it's a lot harder to grip. So take your middle finger, put it against the right side of the horseshoe. So flip it up so it has a U. Put it against the right side of the horseshoe, and stick your index finger into the bottom of the lace. So your index finger is going to be a little bent. This is how I throw my curveball in the game. It's kind of funny. When I pitch, I cannot have my fingernail be any too long or too short, or else I can't throw the curveball correctly. So I'm a big girl about the length of my index finger. But the curveball is supposed to move up to down. It's supposed to be a lot slower than the fastball, which intends to throw off the hitter's timing. Now that I've showed you some different ways to pitch the baseball, I'm going to show you how to throw them using your entire body. Step 1 to pitching is the set position and the leg lift. So let me pretend that over there is home plate. All you need to do to come set is take the leg of your throwing arm. So I throw with my right arm. So I'm going to take my right leg, put it against the rubber, which is the white part of the mound, and put your feet shoulder width apart, like so. And this is how most pitchers come set up to pitch. Now, before you even pitch the ball, you have to come to a set position, which means completely still like this. Now, there is no hard, fast rule on how to do this, but the main thing is that you must come to a complete stop before you wind up and throw the ball. Now, one of the main things about the set position is it's really a rule in baseball, and all pitchers have to follow it because it doesn't work if you just come like this and throw, because it throws off the runner's timing. Now, this is how I come set when I pitch. Notice I'm completely still? Then I can lift my leg and start to throw. The leg lift is the next part of the pitching process. Really, the only reason pitchers lift their leg is to put all the balance and body weight onto their back leg. So when they fall, their momentum and velocity can go towards home plate, which is where I'm pitching. So that is pretty much all there is to the leg lift. Step 2 of the pitching process is the thrust. So once you've come set, once you've lifted your leg, your front leg has to come down eventually. So as it does, release your arms almost in a synchronized motion with your hands, as he does there. See how when his leg comes down, his arms also come out? Because this way, when your front leg lands, your arm will already be up and ready to throw. Now, when your leg comes down, this is the thrusting part. This is why we call it the thrust. Lower your body and thrust toward the pitching line. Now, the last part of the pitching process is the follow-through. The follow-through is very important. You just have to come down and follow through, like he does there. It's all about momentum. Pitching is all about momentum. So when you follow through with your arm, your entire body comes toward the home plate. Pitching really is all about velocity, momentum, and moving your body weight over there. As Bob Gibson says in Baseball for Dummies, pitching is really all about your hips. Hips don't lie. So that's pretty much all there is to pitching. You have your leg lift, you have your thrust, and you have your follow through. Now let's go back to the 2010 World Series and see what happens when Brian Wilson successfully implements this.
Here it is, struck him out! And for the first time since 1954, the Giants are world champions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
How many different countries have baseball teams that compete in the World Series?
Well, the World Series is actually, I don't know why they call it the World Series because it's just in America. But right now, actually, there's something called the World Baseball Classic, which takes all the different teams, from the world. But there's Japan, there's China, there's United States, and then there's a lot of Central American teams that play, like Venezuela and Honduras and Dominican Republic. But really, most players from around the world come to America to play baseball. So, any more questions?
Let's give Micah a hand.
Thank you. Oh, baseballs. Put them in the bucket. One.